In this video, we will be watching some simple yet amazing magic acts performed by the famous magician Criss Angel, and we will be learning the secrets behind these incredible magic tricks. You can impress anyone by showing these acts to them. If you like the video, be sure to show your support by liking it. In this amazing magic act, Criss Angel asks a lady for a coin and requests her to sign it. Afterwards, Criss places the signed coin in his mouth and swallows it. Then, with a gesture from Criss, an object resembling the coin starts to emerge from beneath his skin, moving forward. This spectacle leaves everyone astonished. Criss doesn't just stop there. He goes on to use a cutter to cut into his own skin and retrieve the coin from underneath. What's even more astonishing is that it's the same coin with the lady's signature that Criss swallowed just moments ago. But how? How did the coin seemingly come out from under his skin guided by his gestures? Actually, the coin he takes from the lady at the beginning and the one that emerges at the end is actually two different coins. And this lady is also a part of the act with Criss. If you carefully observe the signatures on both coins, you can easily notice the difference. But the question remains, even though the coins were different, how did the coin appear to move under Criss's skin? In reality, the skin Criss seemingly cuts into is not his real skin, but rather a fake prosthetic skin. And the end of this fake skin is cleverly covered with the sleeve and a bracelet to skillfully conceal the color difference between the real and fake skin. As you know, the lady is part of this act, so a duplicate of the signed coin from her was strategically placed beneath the fake skin in advance. The art of magic involves meticulous planning and precise execution. This coin is connected to Criss's bracelet using a retractable wire. This way, when Criss signals, the coin moves downward under his skin, and by using a cutter, he cuts through the upper prosthetic skin, revealing the coin. As you might have seen in movies, where prosthetic parts are used, and when a cut is made, fake blood is released, creating a realistic effect. Just like that, when Criss uses the blade to simulate a cut, the fake blood is released, creating a dramatic effect. This way, he astounds everyone by apparently bringing out the coin with the lady's signature from beneath his skin. But now you know the secret behind this incredible magic act. If you were given salt and black pepper, how long will it take for you to separate them after they are mixed? Maybe doing this is impossible, but magicians do what seems impossible. Here, magician Criss do something similar. Criss pours some salt on the table, and then pour the black pepper on top of it. After that, he mixes both of them together. Afterwards, Criss places the hand of the seated lady on the table where the mixture of salt and pepper is, and then lowers his other hand from beneath the table. But when the lady's hand is moved from above, everyone is surprised. On the table, there is only salt, and pepper placed on the table is now moved into Criss's hands underneath the table. But how? Did pepper really move from the table onto Criss's hands? Absolutely not. In reality, in the salt and pepper shaker placed on the table, one contains salt, but the other bottle doesn't have pepper. Instead, it has iron dust that looks like pepper. Criss takes both of these and mixes them on the table. After this, Criss places the lady's hand over the mixture on the table. At this moment, if you look at his other hand, it moves behind, where cleverly Criss takes a mixture of pepper and magnetic powder. Criss now positions this hand, with the mixture exactly below the mixture on the table. By doing this, the iron dust placed on the table is attracted to the magnet powder under the table, moving beneath the salt. As a result, when the lady's hand is lifted, only salt is visible. Meanwhile, in Criss's lower hand, there is a mixture of pepper and magnetic powder, from which the magnet sticks to the top, leaving only pepper in Criss's hand. In the next magic act, Criss Angel revives a dead pigeon. He spots a pigeon on the ground in a distressed state, which had collided with a window, resulting in a broken neck. In a swift motion, Criss takes the severed neck in his hand and in the blink of an eye, miraculously reconnects it to the body. The pigeon is then completely healed and gracefully takes flight into the air. But how? Can Criss really bring someone back to life? Absolutely not. In reality, the pigeon you see here, with its neck detached from the body, is not actually dead. It is perfectly fine. The severed neck you are witnessing is a fake head, and the real head of this pigeon is strategically tied beneath the body for this act. Criss cleverly acts as if he is reconnecting the head, while in reality, he simply unties the actual head of the pigeon and conceals the fake one in his hands. As soon as the real head is untied, the pigeon is set free and takes flight. If you observe the distance between the window and the pigeon, it becomes evident that the pigeon wouldn't have fallen so far after colliding with the window. Also, the severed head getting detached in such a manner would not keep the pigeon's body alive for so long. However, you can observe some movement here from the beginning to the end. Now you know why the pigeon is moving and, in the end, how it miraculously takes flight and stays alive. Let's now witness another simple coin through table trick by Criss Angel. In this act, Criss first demonstrates that the table is completely solid and has no holes whatsoever. After that, he takes a coin over the table, right to the center, but in the next moment, the coin mysteriously ends up in his other hand beneath the table. But how? Actually, once you know the secret of this trick, you'll find it quite simple. As you can see here, Criss uses this napkin and the weight on top to keep it in place. Now, when Criss brings the coin over the table to the center, he cunningly nudges it towards the napkin, and the coin actually goes under the napkin right in the beginning. Criss simply acts as if he is bringing the coin to the center of the table, creating an illusion that the coin placed on the table magically went beneath it. But now you also know the secret behind this magic. Now let's move on to the last magic trick in this video. In this simple act, the magician asks a lady for her lipstick. After that, Criss hands the lipstick to another lady to hold. Then, he instructs the first lady to position her hands in a certain way, one hand down and the other hand closed. Now, the magician takes the lipstick from the second lady and creates a mark behind his own hand with it. Now, Criss rubs the mark, and when the lady opens her closed hand, what happens is quite intriguing. The mark of the lipstick applied on the magician's hand magically transfers to the lady's hands. But how is this possible? Actually, it's possible due to a subtle and quick action that we missed. Actually, when Criss takes the lipstick from the lady, he cleverly applies a red mark from the lipstick to one of his right-hand fingers. Then, when he positions the hand of the lady, here he cleverly touches the lady's hand with the lipstick mark of his finger, transferring the lipstick mark to the lady's hand. After that, Criss continues with his magical gestures, and when the lady eventually opens her hand, the lipstick mark appears on her hands, and now you know where it came from. We work hard to bring you such videos, so please make sure to like the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and press the bell icon to receive notifications for all future videos.